Thank you for joining Pitch Nights, everybody. I'm Ryan Trutch. I'm the founder of Pole Position. I've been in Dubai 40 years, very much consider it home. I've been involved in UAE motorsports for 30 years. Previously had some businesses in motorsports, which I've sold, and was employed as commercial director at Dubai Autodrome for a period of 9 years. I subsequently started Pole Position after leaving the Autodrome. We are aligned with, we are an official motorsports and esports organizer affiliated with the Emirates Motorsports Organization. This is a quick look at our team, which all come from an automotive or esports background. What's the problem with esports these days? There's a considerable amount of wargaming and violence in esports, and there is natural limited crossover into real world sports. For example, if you're good at playing football or tennis on esports, you actually have to be physically fit and have the talent to progress in that sport. Whereas esports racing has an easier transition, and it's been proven many times that people who have been successful at esports racing actually transition into a real world of motorsports and become successful at it. Motorsports is extremely popular in the Middle East, but there's limited participation. This is because motorsports federations have limited ability to create grassroots motorsports, and real world motorsports has a high barrier to enter, especially in terms of costs. This is a quick look at the esports market, which is provided by Newzoo, a third-party provider. Actually, these figures are a little bit out of date. So it's where it says 1.1 billion. As of today, that's 1.8 billion. And there has been a substantial growth due to COVID. This is a short explanation of the esports crossover into the real world. People typically start playing on PlayStations and Xbox in the leisure triangle. As they progress in their racing, they would buy a PC, more advanced hardware, steering wheels and pedals, and they would progress up the esports ladder. And they can also transition into real world of motorsports, having bypassed some of the traditional steps in motorsports, such as karting. Our USP is we are an esports agency delivering turnkey esports solutions. We have hardware rights from many different suppliers around the world. We offer turnkey solutions in terms of events, esports destinations, corporate events, and online gaming. Our cash flow comes from all of those different revenues, particularly in setting up esports destinations first. Hardware sales come from that, and obviously we engage our clientele through online gaming, which is ongoing. Our USP to governments and sports federation, this is quite key for us. We try to align and provide national digital motorsport strategy development for nations. We have recently been involved with Saudi in proposing a 3-year program with them. Schools and esports, esports is now an educational program in schools, and we are providing programs for them to get into e-racing. We also create a turnkey esports competition, marketing and advertising in tournaments, and management of anti-doping and fair play during esports tournaments. What sets us apart from everybody else is we provide a real world crossover into motorsports. We have the hardware and software exclusive rights for the Middle East. We have a proven track record of $500,000 worth of sales last year, and we have the only company in the GCC with this IP. Our esports mission is to increase awareness and education in esports, provide a pathway to real-world motorsports careers, boost regional motorsports talent development, develop programs for motorsports federation, sports councils, and moreover, we improve road safety. This is a quick look at a customer journey, starting off from somebody that might be visiting one of our destinations. They start off around the blue and they circulate around the outside, where they would participate by visiting destinations or renting hardware. Then potentially they would buy their own software, where they would then transition into the center, which are the green circles, but all the time they're still within our ecosystem where we're creating tournaments for them to participate in. Our revenue models come from creating sim center destinations, hardware sales online, warehousing and fulfillment throughout the Middle East and Asia, creating events, whether it's on-site or online, in-game advertising, and online promotions. We have the inside track. We have all the turnkey solutions to develop either on-site or online events. We can work with several different softwares. We have worked with several different auto manufacturers so far. And of course, we have the rights for all the hardware which we can provide. We focus on the race room concept. Race room is founded in Germany. They provide a software solution. They are ranked in the top 3 worldwide. They have both B2C and B2B solutions, which enable us to cater for all customers. They have more than 50 destinations across Europe and in the US. We have mobile events solutions, so we can take the activations and events to specific destinations. And we have hardware from Race Room, which fits a variety of different budgets from entry level to high end. Why now? There is worldwide adoption of esports and sports simulation. PwC recently reported that sports simulation will be the biggest growing sport in the Middle East this year and next year. The Olympics have promised to add a virtual series in the next Olympics. We are also aligned with the 5-year goal for the Middle East esports strategies, and our target demographic of 15 to 45-year-olds represents over 108 million people in the region. So that's no wonder why so many virtual racing series have been launched amongst the pandemic. We've got Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, all having their own digital motorsports series. This is a quick look at the ROI on creating a race room destination. With 20 simulators, it can be established with just under $300,000. And with a very conservative capacity of 15%, this would give a break even on this setup within 5 to 6 months. This is a quick look at our 3-year projections, where we anticipate to exceed $4 million turnover within 3 years. Our offer is we're seeking $200,000 for just under 10% equity of our business, with a max raise of $400,000. The use of funds is primarily to create the esports destinations, which would then further fuel the growth of online tournaments and sale of equipment. Some latest news I'd like to share with you. We were just featured in Esports Insider magazine, both online and hard copy. We attended the Saudi Entertainment and Amusement Expo in Riyadh last week. We were nominated as a top startup in the United Arab Emirates by Best Startup Asia. We have been awarded a contract with Sports Society Mall in Mirdif to create esports activities. We attended the Sim Racing Expo in Germany last week, which was highly attended. And we will be attending the Emirates Motorsports Expo on the 1st of October at Dubai Autodrome, where we will also be launching our first 2021 esports racing tournament. So why invest in pole position? We don't just sell games or gaming equipment. In comparison to other digital motorsports, we provide a real world crossover into the real world. We also have the exclusive rights for race room IP in the Middle East. We have an existing track record of over $500,000 worth of sales last year. And we are aligned with the 5-year strategy within the Middle East to develop the MENA region as as a hub for esports worldwide. There you go. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. I hope you'll join our journey. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Thank you, Ryan, and congratulations on being nominated by Best Startup Asia recently.
Thank you. Thank you.
And exciting, you're hosting your first tournament event this month. So that would be very exciting, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving on to one of the questions, it's interesting to highlight, you mentioned in your views that the Middle East is behind developed countries when it comes to motor racing. Why do you think, what's the reason behind the slowness in pickup, if you may?
The main reasons is real world motorsports is behind the rest of the world in the Middle East. Europe and the US have had a motorsports culture for many decades. And even when I was at the Esports Expo in Germany last week, you had people of 55 and 65, racing in simulators, where you don't really see that in the Middle East. The older generation don't really have that close ties with motorsports, whereas the younger generation now in the Middle East, they're watching Formula One, they're going to Formula One races, they're really getting hooked in motorsports, and that's where the growth is coming from.
You mentioned that you're aligned with the Middle East strategies for, digitizing the sport. So how are you really aligned with this, and what are these plans?
So we have a close relationship with all the motorsports federations in the Middle East through my experience of working with them in the past. We have approached them over the last couple of months and, discussed esports racing with them, and they see this as a fundamental way to attract new people and new blood into motorsports. It's a low barriers to enter, so it's not extremely costly for people to participate. And then it also provides those federations with a database of people that could be interested in motorsports, either participation or spectating.
Okay, thanks for that. What is your exit strategy down the line?
So we would hope to be acquired by a larger esports company. At the expo last weekend in Germany, we had several conversations around this. However, I do believe that we need to push on with our own crowdfunding, establish a name for ourselves, and only strengthen our exit proposition.
Okay, there's another question. How are you going to acquire spectators, and what's the plan for streaming in the sense of, streaming partner?
So all of our streaming is actually done on YouTube. We can do broadcasts on TV as well, but fundamentally we use social media platforms. We can also work with, as I said, media distribution within the Middle East, whether it be different TV channels or different social media channels.
Can you elaborate more on penetrating the Saudi market, given the big focus on, indeed, Saudi Ministry of Sports on esports, as you highlighted?
Yes, so I'm sure everybody's aware that there's big changes in Saudi. They're going to have their first Formula One race in December. They're currently building a track there, and we've been working close with the Saudi Motorsports Federation to develop ties with people who may be interested in just even coming to the race, buying tickets. But we want to engage. Saudi demographic is our target demographic, that younger generation, and we believe they are, they're perfect demographic for esports, and gaming is huge in Saudi Arabia. So we intend to engage them through creating a bilingual website where we'll propose, we'd have a forum for education and announcements of competitions.